Put your hands together for Trenton Willey, everyone. He's here.
Wait. Whoa. Alright, so I was coming from Chicago to Colorado one time with a group of friends, and I stopped at this restaurant in Iowa. It was a Christian-themed restaurant called the Garden of Eden, and the motto was, "You can have it Yahweh." He knows what I'm talking about. Right? I so all the exercise of Exodus, and I sat in the New Testament, and I was eating a little bit of crust pizza. Then my friend just started bleeding out of the mouth. There was blood and blood and blood and blood. We're all waist deep in blood because he was choking on the nails inside of his croissant. And then I said to the waitress, "I want to speak to your manger." I said, "I can't. I would if I was able, but I don't want to lose my job." Then it turned out the restaurant didn't even exist.
So I saw the ghost of John Lennon and I shot that guy, so that fucker got shot twice. And you ever notice how marine biologists, they discovered that octopus had a language, but the language of the octopus created its own language, and then that language fucked that other language, and they had a baby language, so it's 3 different types of octopus language, but was taken away from the original. That's just the alphabet. The alphabet has the language of its own, so now octopus don't have any language anymore at all. And that kind of sucks, but then you notice the war between the pool lifeguards and the ocean lifeguards, and there's all these hate crimes around. Like one time, this hashtag, he was a pool lifeguard, just completely slit the throat of an ocean lifeguard. And of course we know the water park lifeguards are like the rock stars of all the lifeguards. And then there are the people with Down syndrome that are lifeguards to the carpool lanes.
We're gonna interview this guy.
Dennis Edgar Willey.
What's your full name?
Dennis
Yeah.
Edgar
Okay.
Willey.
Alright. Now, you were in the war, right?
Yes.
Which war were you in?
The Vietnam crisis.
Oh. Now, what's the most reckless thing you did in war? Just for fun.
Water skiing.
That sounds dangerous.
Really, really dangerous.
What was dangerous about water skiing?
Getting shot at.
So, you went water skiing even though people were shooting at you.
Yes.
Was it fun?
Yes.
Was it more fun than water skiing without people shooting at you?
No.
Now, would you ever take acid?
No.
Why not?
No reason to.
Is it dangerous?
I think so.
More dangerous than getting shot at?
Well, I don't know. Because I never took it.
Okay. But you've taken bullets. How many bullets have you got hit with?
None.
How many bullets have you eaten?
None.
Okay.
Why would anybody want to eat a bullet?
You ever make a necklace out of human noses or ears?
No.
You ever think about it?
No.
Do you ever do anything funny with dead bodies as a joke?
No.
Never.
No.
Do you see anyone else doing it?
No.
Doing puppetry?
No.
Aw, you should do it.
Because that'd be foolish.
That would be foolish.
Yeah.
I have a multiple question right here, okay?
Okay, multiple.
Multiple question, alright?
Yeah.
Multiple choice. Here we go. Super Nintendo, the local wig maker, or a pack of wild birthday cakes?
Yes or no what?
Which one?
Which one what? I mean, for what?
Which one are you picking?
Oh, you didn't ask me that.
What are you doing with them? Which one?
Oh, name them again.
A Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
the local wig maker, or a pack of wild birthday cakes?
Probably the Nintendo would be the better one. You could play games with.
What would you do with a pack of wild birthday cakes?
I don't know.
They're jumping all over the place. Lapping at you, humping your leg.
It just sounds foolish.
So you're related to me, right?
I think so, unless you're going to be too foolish.
Oh, yeah. Did my mother have hair inside of her ass?
Now, that's an awful question to ask on a screen. I'm not going to answer any of that stuff.
Oh, come on.
No.
The public wants to know.
That's being foolish.
No?
Yes, it is.
What'd you think of her punani?
What's that?
Well, that's just something.
Trenton, Willey.
Yikes! Yikes! Yikes!
Alright, here I go.
Did you all hear about Jesus Christ? On the last day of his life, he got into a new sense of fashion? Cross-dressing. Yikes! Now let's go with this set right here, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about these sandals right here. Check it out. This is pigeon toes up in this crib. Alright, what I'm going to say right now is I went to a nihilist camp. Only nihilists were there. In the middle of a field of nihilists, there was a mattress that says, "Nothing really mattress." Stupid pun. You think you study punologist in Pandora's box? Fuck y'all. Because this mattress blew up and it made all these exoskeletons of pillows. What was inside of that? A clock. Yeah, clocks hibernate in the middle of your mattresses. Watch out when you sleep. TikTok, TikTok. Watch out. Program your brains. TikTok, clock style. Your brains are clocks. Listen to this Mother Nature shit. All I'm telling you right now is, then grandfather asleep put a clock in a freezer to freeze time. And he found, okay, there was this baby on the ground in the middle of a basketball court, and he read the braille of a basketball. And he saw that, like, this baby had been eaten away by crows and lions and black people, and it was just a skeleton. And he put a skeleton key inside of this skeleton. What popped out? Boom, Mother Nature. And this is the grandfather of sleep, motherfucker. So he went up to Mother Nature and he gave her a drink and he put a lot of sleep in it. It's the ultimate groupie, pure uncut sleep. And she's all like, I'm gonna make a coffee tree grow and eat coffee beans so I can defeat the grandfather of sleep. And she did. And that's why I have to tell you that somebody started a class about time. His name was Tim. He was a time teacher. Oh, how can we tell time by the sun or the moss? Come to my time class. I'll teach you how to make a wristwatch out of spaghetti. And he's teaching a time class, and this kid named Zach was always late. He rides a hoverboard to class. It's, you know, like a hoverboard, but made out of a beard. And, you know, he shows up late. He can morph into a dog, Zacho can. And Zacho's all like, fuck you, teach. Every day is going to be Saturday. And he's so cool, every kid follows him. Every day is Saturday. People forget how to make buildings because they don't work or get education because every day is Saturday. You know? So all buildings are made out of Jenga pieces and 9/11 parts and Legos. It's the whiny tears of 9/11 victims. Good wine. So nobody can make buildings. And then all these aunts from Aunt Hills and Aunt Farms come taking over the cities. Taking Lego pieces and Jenga parts, making them into quilts. Because aunts make everything into a quilt. I've seen it. You've seen it. God's nose has seen it. Everybody's seen it. I once lived in an igloo. It's an igloo made out of glue, an igloo. And you're like, where's that wordplay coming from? I don't know, God's knows. And then, you know, we all see these cloud poachers bringing down, you know, they're turning clouds into, you know, belts that are really cool and turning clouds into belts. And parts of heaven are falling down and, you know, freegans are grilling up angel meat. And, you know, gods are falling down and you see Muhammad fucking Jesus' wrist cunts and you're all like, whoa. You're like, whoa. You know, you're like, whoa. But then, amongst all this, you're like, oh, the smog clouds, I can see they're becoming hockey clouds because that's why witches have brooms. Because women's innately clean. So that's why women have witches have brooms, because witches are women and they clean the smog clouds. And you're like, why can't I get a woman like that? Why can't I get a woman witch? You know why? Because you're too stuck with your head under the ground because you've been fucking an ostrich. You know? And what is a racial slur for birds in the Middle East? Owlhead. You know what though? Abortion is a choice. Right? Abortion is a choice! You know, because when your boyfriend tells you to have an abortion, you have to get an abortion. That's his choice.
I am only an old
ladies' sexual plaything. They see me as a soulless shell, and they make me suck the cum out of them. The people that book me only see me as a sideshow and bruise my shell while I gargle nonsense, like bleeding Friday gills on chair pills. They laugh at the torture. I pulled the nail-filled clubs out of all my orifices. But since I'm garbage, I only hear the laughs and think that the abuse is some performance-ass jackass type of thing, as I'm being raffled off for my dick to be put in the next wrinkly woman society, deemed as being an age so gross and pitiful, all they can do is have some sex object to lube them up and pump them full of garbage coming into their childless bearing womb. But oh wait, something is in the garbage that burrows into the 70-year-old snatch. It's garbage juice carcass with eyes that C-sections himself out of her throat. What a piece of white trash. I shouldn't have fucked her while being trashed, but I thought that my stamina would go up. I just littered my litter. As a father, I'm settling down, hiding out, all away from all the garbage men trying to hunt me and my son to turn into garbage code. They're always trying to kill him. I feel in the dumps about it.
What would you do if you woke up one day and everybody was covered in tattoos of your face?
I think that was foolish.
Yeah?
Yeah. Seriously.
What'd you do?
So what could I do?
Would you think it would...
I'd just be around a lot of ignorant people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You would never need to look in a mirror. You'd just
No.
look at your fellow man or woman.
Yeah.
Everyone's dog, too, has a tattoo. Do you think Satan is inside of soap?
I don't know.
Do you think Satan uses soap?
I don't know that either.
Well, think about it. You think he's dirty? Think
Now,
he smells
now
bad?
you come right down to it. Is there a Satan?
Well, you gotta ask yourself that. Is there one?
Well, I've never seen it. Have you?
Tons of times.
Where?
Every time I'm using soap.
Well, there's something wrong. You need help.
You never see Satan's face in soap?
No, you need help. I can see that.
When I'm washing myself, he goes, yeah!
Jingles. Hey, what kind of interview is this?
I got a snoreboard down at the grocery store. When I came out, I saw snorted gods practicing snorigami. They were snorkeling the sky water. It was a snoreboat. I snorted a snortex spinning around on the ground. I drank what I thought was booze, but it was just a bunch of snores. I'm the tiger of the lion that sees the wind snoring. I had consensual sex with rape and then it died. I saw Salvador Dali, Yaone, and Jackson Pollock meet a breathing calendar and travel back in time. Shave your Bible.
I'm not a queen, Mommy. I'm the baby that you aborted. I'm a ghost.
I saw the dragon vomit the sword made of fire, and I cut the bridge from Earth to elsewhere. It was the loudest thing you could hear. It was the Snohore's open legs to the injustice. What's better, a burqa made out of blasphemy or a burqa made out of feminism? Jesus Christ on the last day of his life was a cross-dresser. Did you know that the Indians tried stealing this land from the white man before the wetbacks? The music at North by Northwest killed off all the dinosaurs. And space has braces. And I saw this guy on space braces. People get pulled into the black holes in his teeth. I saw a group of tears rob a bunch of shapes from the Shape Emporium. They got in a fight with a gang of teardrop tattoos. They realized that their getaway car was parked in an entirely different state, inside of a tree, and it was made out of 100 cereal boxes. It became a nest for suicide bombers. To fly away, they made a pterodactyl. It was a cry, crime, and the puns of punishment. A cry, crime, and pun punishment. I want to murder my pawnbroker with a rook and a knight. A tear and a teardrop tattoo on a protest. They knew that our own government took Pearl Harbor through the two towers. They liked interracial relations and felt bad for white babies born in blackface. Floating black faces with tongues full of semen shot lasers that crushed fun digital surround silence and high-cost cops. The cops threw tear gas at the protesters. Tears and teardrops multiplied. Buildings cried themselves to sleep like Building 7. The president of the rerun Senate Friends cried 5 girls with cameras for faces that are uber-sexual, a pedophile's photographer's dream. Pictures starting oozing out of adults getting to fuck kids. Earth had a giant tear duct, crying AIDS, catching itself crying. If it were to stop being sad, the sun would blow up.
What came first, the egg with a planet inside of it, or the planet shitting eggs?
Eat bulimia, throw up anorexia, make a clown and a balloon tap dance until a windmill fucks an escalator, birthing a suicide machine. Metal blades on a tower looping death for the macho men becoming skeletons bragging about how to bone. A shadow eating blood in a bumper car on a freeway full of fun businessmen make their Bluetooth wives scuba dive dreams. Oops, my cancer farted. Sorry, Fisher-Price, but they have different religions than us and wear towels for hats and hats as toilets and toilets as shoes. They eat bombs and the women wear curtains instead of vacuuming them. They use suction skin to vacuum particles that control matter. Muhammad fucks God goth kids with his knife dick. Praise cancer Christ. I'll be of your aid, assistant, to give you Fruit Lupus for breakfast. Summon the heart of water. My fingers are babies. I'll hear their cries when I punch out your eyes until the cyclone Cyclops rises from the heart of the seam ball cutie. The peer pressure to join my peers is ardent. I'll be that Santa Claus, a man symbol from the bathroom door, shot a swastika and a Star of David, buried them both in the same coffee coffin. I saw a yin-yang fight, a peace sign, and a cage fight. No rules, and the anarchy sign. Stabbed them both with an upside-down cross. He was the referee. The biohazard sign below that blew them all up, and they all were put in a Hershey. Buried in a yoni using infinity signs where 2 dykes used that as a necklace while they were facing each other. Threw in a recycling sign that got recycled into a pentagram. Jailed behind a barcode. Barcode is Morse code for bars. Talking secretly to each other. At least at the funeral, this crazy woman bleeding numbers out of her eyes shoved pages of the Bible down her baby's throat. God was not liable. Fuck that shit. I saw an American flag dog that had gills that pooped a computer. From my tear duct, I cry, eggs hatching, myself crying. When I stop crying, I die.
Infinity is found in depression. 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 Infinity is found in depression.
What would you do if you're in a Chinese restaurant?
Yeah,
You get a fortune cookie, right?
yeah.
And you open up the fortune cookie, and blood just starts gushing out of the fortune cookie, and it doesn't stop. It's just blood and blood and blood and blood and blood and blood. And it doesn't stop. There's just blood constantly coming in. It starts flooding the Chinese restaurant. People are neck deep in blood. Now, would you eat the fortune cookie to save everyone's life?
Why would that save their life by eating it?
Well, because it won't. Cause the blood's coming out of the fortune cookie. But you got to realize, if you eat this, you might fill up with blood and explode.
That's true. Yeah. But there you go again on the other hand, too. For anybody to think that, they would have to see a doctor.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, okay, you've been in the army, right?
Yeah.
Someone throws a grenade, someone jumps on the grenade and saves all the army man's life, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, only Chinese fortune cookie style.
Call her AT&T because she's always talking and talking, you know. And I come home and I say, where's my bowl full of lightning bolts? And my pyramid's covered in fish beaks and nightmare bacteria because I'm hungry. She said, I was taking care of the kid all day. Her? She's just like the dictionary's word bubble. You know, the dictionary's word bubble's always complaining about being too fat. Because all dictionaries are on the internet now. So I popped the dictionary's word bubble. I used it as a parachute. It went the opposite way, up. Then I went to a planet where everyone was their own dad. What do you do? I mean, let's get down to the business, right? There's only 2 different types of people in this world, am I right? There's shadows made out of blood, and there's people bleeding numbers out of the left eye. Shadows made out of blood ruin it for everybody. Can't go to the movies. They eat the fiction right out of the screen. Turn it into shadow blood poop. You kidding me? You know, shadows made out of blood always bragging about shit they're supposed to be doing, you know, like, hey, at least in my Segway force I control its gravity. Or, at least I'm not stuck inside of a lobster jacking off the reflection of myself in the lobster's meat. Shadows made out of blood, you're not supposed to be stuck in a lobster. Shadows made out of blood. Okay, they're always living on their diamonds, floating 3 centers above 3 universes. But people bleed numbers out of the left eye. They live on war, you know. So you can't trust them. And most of this country's people bleed numbers out of the left eye living in their hieroglyphics anyway. So, yeah. Can't be too, you know, it's like your calculator grows a beard, your face falls off. Shadows made out of blood try to give you your face back. People bleed numbers out of the left eye. Try to steal that face because it's so two-faced. Are you kidding? Running the White House. Living in their floating mansions. So rich they have top hats, monocles, and poodles. In fact, their poodles have top hats, monocles, and poodles. And, you know, they think it's fancy to have pimples. It's not like they're struggling, like they actually need to have a pimple. Makes me sick. It's like, that's the problem with this country, man. What if we're all just in a frog's memory? Oh, my dad. Bye. I'll tell you one more thing before I get off stage. It's a knock-knock joke. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
My dad. My dad, Trenton, Willey, my dad. And he opens up the door and on the other side of it is also my dad. And he goes, he's like this naive hick from Maine, and he goes, "No, that ain't normal, you tattooing me over you." And then my other dad goes, "Nah, I'm the normal one. You're the one tattooing me over you. I'm normal. I carry around plywood, like Jesus, stomping on bugs. No, I'm normal. I'm getting married. I'm taking the atheist Christmas tree to the ball dance." That was, bye.
So I took a lot of acid and I saw God on the top of a mountain, and he was a little. You know, a little different, just a little, you know, it just wasn't quite the same. He was just like a, you know, like when a plane is going from one side to another and is about to crash, it's going, or, you know, when you get your gun plugged up by a bed spring, it's a little. Oh God, it's just a little. It's like, you know, that machine where it detects your heart in a hospital. It'll. It was like the Jaws theme when it speeds up from that heart machine, like a little. You know, he's a little.
Okay, let me ask you this one. This is a serious one.
Yes.
Now, what do you think about the cops that serve the United States of Perfect?
What do I think about the cops?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're doing their job.
Yeah?
What do you think?
I think, have you ever played tennis against a swamp?
You see, I don't understand this foreign language you're using.
What do you mean?
Playing tennis against the swamp?
Yeah.
Swamp of what? Now all this other stuff say, my generation,
Yeah. Didn't believe in Swamp Monster tennis teams?
yes,
They did believe in them.
didn't.
They did believe them, so that's a double negative, which
I
is a
said
double
they
positive.
did not believe in them.
They did not.
No,
And why not?
because they're risking
Ignorant.
me.
Yeah?
I've done. Have you seen a swamp monster?
Yeah. I saw videos back in the 50s when they had, on the stores they said, swamp monsters can't eat here, and the swamp monsters had to go on the back of the bus. And the swamp monsters had different schools. You don't remember that?
No.
There's a whole big protest, riots about it in the 60s and 70s.
Huh.
Ever heard of Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
That's all he talked about on stage was freeing the swamp monsters.
Oh, there's something wrong with him too.
Now let me ask you something. Tell me about your generation. You're gonna talk. I was talking about swamp monsters, and you said my generation.
Well, do you know anybody that's in their 60s?
Yeah, tons of them,
You do.
all over the place.
Now, how do they act?
They usually put on really tall hats that look like pregnant women piñatas. They ride around on unicycles, and they yell things like, "I got bananas in my shoes!"
I gotta have you see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have a will.
oh, you better start writing. You never know, right? You're gonna put me at the top, right?
Well,
Peggy will get a frying pan because women cook, and I'll get everything else. Right?
Well, I don't have anything.
You don't have money, tons of money.
No.
You don't have a tiger.
I'm retired now. I got Agent Orange.
Well, you need to get a re-tiger.
I'm,
Ancient Orange. Can I have that in your will? Can I get the
you
Ancient
probably
Orange?
got some of it in your system anyway.
Yeah, because I was in the sperm of you.
He was a narcissistic pedophile. He put an ice cream store down his throat to lure up his inner child. His inner child turned out to be twins. They both came out. He got out his camera, drawed frozen jizz, and a mermaid stretcher. He asked what they did in the inner world where time and money were abstract ideas. They both said at the same time, "Live in the woods of childbirth?" Out of the H and the word birth, an owl escaped that foul. The bird pecked out the man's heart as the inner children laughed and the man's tears were laughing. The bird called a circle of all the beggars from the light colony. The pedophile still living saw his heart on an altar that birdman circled. Inner children were in glowing orbs inside of the bird controlling them. They collectively raised the heart until they grew arms and legs made out of the same bloody tissue and called it a heart. He pooped out brains. He got killed by some volleyball beach cracker because it looked different. He did that before science could study him. The researchers said they would have found a cure to heart disease, broken hearts, and dog dicks looking gross.
I got nothingness pregnant. Pure empty void has a baby in it hanging from a part of the sky who follows me. I got a hacksaw out to cut part of the sea, and then to cut nothingness womb, to drown the baby in my C-section. An arm came down from the sky, unleashing virtual swarms of my brother to sting my hacksaw hand. I stabbed the arm with spell check. My one-night stand is dead, and only everything is always around us now.
How come you act that way?
Act what way?
Well, it's not normal to talk like that. Act foolish like that, asking them foolish questions. As far as I'm concerned, it ain't normal, but you might think it's normal.
Do you like normal?
Yeah.
Why do you like normal?
Well, that's the way it's been since day